Thank you for your interest. It is important to note that you wandered here not as a result of an accidental error, but because you feel that the time has come to change something. You could hear about the secrets of personal transformation, managing your life, seeking happiness, and successful success from many famous gurus. Usually, their books and performance tickets are sold out like hot dogs during a match. Some of them teach us how to manage our time. Some other teachers teach money management. Someone teaches how to manage internal energy, and someone even teaches how to build success on sexual desire. Almost everyone knows Sigmund Freud. Freud believed that self-realization of a person is a transformation of sexual desire, and only sexual dissatisfaction can give an incentive to creativity. That sounds good. But for some reason I did not hear that among the people who became hostages of sexual abstinence, a large number of geniuses are born. Otherwise, all sailors upon returning from a long voyage would receive Nobel Prizes. Right in the port. Around the same time, another equally famous psychologist, Abraham Maslow, preached a diametrically opposite point of view. He believed that success, including creative self-realization, is possible only if lower needs are met first. Including sexual need, which is also located at the base of his pyramid. But this theory also does not work. I personally knew people who were ready to save on food and starve for months for the sake of a brand new Apple Corporation phone. In the end, what is more important for these people, the basic need for food, or self-realization? Rather, the latter. The irony is that neither Freud nor Maslow's theory has ever been scientifically proven. At the same time, both psychologists became almost cult figures, and their works formed the basis of the ideas of their followers. Despite the complete opposite of both theories and the fact that they had little in common with reality. Okay, let's listen to other success gurus. A review of the ideas of only two people, despite their worldwide fame, is not very convincing. I agree with this. Stephen Covey teaches us 7 skills in perceiving ourselves and the world. Okay, but in my life I have seen many spiritually developed poor people and even homeless people. What is their success? How to understand this? Tony Robbins advises, to wake up a ispolin in yourself, spread your wings, overcome all your fears and barriers. Okay, this motivates cool. But what to do next? Where to go, and what exactly do those who are already motivated? For some reason, he does not share this with us. But you cannot pay for the mortgage with your energy. And you will not be able to get enough of this energy instead of dinner. As a rule, you already sell your life, time, and energy to the employer. But most likely your salary is not enough for you. It turns out that Tolle offers people to awaken forces in themselves to find a second job, and thus become more wealthy and successful. It is interesting. Dale Carnegie teaches us to make friends, communicate and influence them. On this and build your happy future. At the same time, Carnegie himself did not live the happiest life, ending it alone. According to rumors, it came to suicide. Bodo Schaefer advises us to reinvest. But how to make money if interest rates in banks tend to zero? Whole fortunes are needed to receive some money in the form of interest. To live on interest from bank deposits in many countries is no longer possible. Robert Kiyosaki teaches us to invest on the exchange, take loans wisely, buy a lot of small houses and then exchange them for one big one. But crises are happening more and more often. And all our dreams are broken about the need to give the bank the mortgaged property and the collapse of the stock market, or a pandemic. Napoleon Hill and his followers recommend setting goals, formulating plans and taking small steps to your happiness every day. The idea is great. But our plans are crumbling about other people's plans and circumstances, our lack of focus, crises, and force majeure. As a result, we are overcome by despondency and boredom and everything goes to hell. Eckhart Tolle and Osho Rajneesh invite us to relax, to taste the charm of the present moment and not to worry about anything. And in this state, we supposedly gain strength. But where to direct these forces in order to live comfortably and not deny yourself anything? I think these respected people need to team up with Tony Robbins to cause the power of not one but three whole ispolins. Perhaps over time, they could learn how to turn this power into electricity and start supplying entire cities with electricity. It would be great. Bookstores are littered with all kinds of books on positive thinking in the style of the pseudo-scientific film The Secret, which at one time made a lot of noise and brought the authors of this project good fees. But besides focusing on your goal, which is not always enough, and a good mood, this approach does not give anything. What specific steps do you need to take and in which direction in order to gain material wealth? They won't tell you about it. You are more likely to meet old age in poverty and dreams. But in a good mood. Overall, cool, right? This contradictory nonsense comes from the gurus and coaches around us. And most of these people are quite respected public. Many of us learn from them. And it remains only to marvel at our luck. We live in a complex world, we don't understand ourselves at all, and at the same time we somehow manage to survive. But to survive is for many not the same as living. Most gurus and coaches do not teach the most important. Everything that they say partly worked 10 to 40 years ago. But much of what they write about is no longer working. Strength, energy, perseverance, seed capital, experience, and specific skills can really bear fruit. But they will all be completely useless if you go the wrong way. While I usually give people direction, and sometimes share knowledge and tools. Here is my riddle. What unites the above famous people? What made them famous? What did they never teach other people and what knowledge allowed them to earn money and fame? Perhaps they do not share this information with you so as not to produce competitors. Who knows? This knowledge can be described in 2 words. Write them in the comments below the video. If you answer correctly, then you can assume that I owe you $100. In addition to the fact that all these gurus do not tell us the most important thing, they do not take into account the real picture of the world. Even if you master all the tools they offer, today it will not lead you to great success. If it were otherwise, then successful and happy people would be millions of people, not just a few. As dozens and hundreds of years ago, and now. But for several centuries in a row, writers and publishers of motivational waste paper have become more or less millionaires. But not her readers. And it saddens me. If you want to succeed in life, you need to have a correct understanding of the real picture of the world and certain knowledge. If you don't have it, if you don't know the key things, if you do the wrong things every day, then you are on a path that will never lead you to prosperity. You can cultivate 500 habits of rich people, master, and get rid of all your bad habits. You can awaken in yourself as many as 100 ispolins and 1 Godzilla and make 1,000 friends. But still, this will not allow you to fly high. Because all this does not work. Surely you already understand this. As for me and my expertise, I help people become proactive and actively manage their own lives. I help to become the one who writes the rules of the game himself, and does not blindly play someone else's game. I help grow fast and guaranteed. If you guess the riddle that I told earlier, you will already grow by 1 head. If you do not find the right answer quickly, then do not be discouraged. The answer is contained in one of the other videos. You will definitely find it. The goal of my videos is to help grow both existing entrepreneurs and those who only intend to open their own business. Since I have been in business for a long time, I know well the problems and pains, fears, and needs of entrepreneurs. But most importantly, I have dozens of years of mistakes and positive experience. This knowledge is my most valuable asset. And if you are patient and imbued with everything that I sometimes talk about here, then very soon you will be generously rewarded. Most likely, you will radically change your life and find answers to the most important questions. It's like you open your eyes again and finally wake up. It has already helped many people. Surely you notice that there is a mask in front of you. Oh, you are very observant. I do not show faces for a very simple reason. Firstly, I am a very famous person. In certain circles. You can call me just Mr. Leff. I don't want my colleagues to reproach me for sharing important information with others. Not all of them approve of this. But I have a different position on this score. My mission is similar to the mission of Robin Hood. Only I do not steal anything from rich people. I am infinitely grateful to a large number of people for all that they have given me throughout my life. And instead of trinkets and beautiful charitable deeds, I want to answer the world with the same usefulness. I want to convey some expert knowledge about it to the world. Agree that instead of giving people fish, it's much more important to just teach them how to catch it? Secondly, I do not want your thoughts to be distracted by how I look. Perhaps you do not like me externally, or vice versa, you will fall in love with my image. Both extremes are useless. I don't want you to be distracted by the color of my tie or socks. I also do not want you to be distracted by my house or yacht, what kind of dog I have and so on. If you are interested in images and paints, then you better watch a movie, go to an exhibition and go to scroll on Instagram. But here I want you to concentrate on the essence of the information that I am sharing. I'm not a corrupt blogger and don't spam my listeners with any spam just to fulfill the content plan for a day or for a week. I write when I have time and inspiration. Why is it worth trusting what I say? Everything is very simple. You will understand it yourself. Usually I present information so logically, or supported by facts, that it is simply impossible not to disagree with it. You will be surprised at why you did not understand a number of things many years ago and will be upset that you took the wrong path for so long. At the same time, you will reach all the discoveries yourself. I will only show you which window to look at or where the door is. My words act as a catalyst, which in the head of each person generates thoughts that are important right now and specifically for this person. How to break out of a daily recurring mode of survival, when most of the time is consumed by your useless deeds, and not what gives you growth. How to increase your value, increase wealth, and constantly grow. I tell about all this many times in my issues. I can examine each individual topic several times, but from different angles. Outside, we all look approximately the same. But we all have different perceptions within. And for the 20th time, clarifying the truth that would seem obvious to most people, I increase the chances of her becoming clear to even the most misunderstood listener. Information reaches everyone in different ways. Do not be discouraged if something became unclear to you the first time. Keep listening. At some point, you will see the door of opportunity and find something that will change your life. You just need to listen, open your eyes and start looking in the right direction. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, or add a link to it in bookmarks in the browser. Otherwise, in a sea of informational noise, you will lose this source of knowledge. And most likely you will be doomed to stay where you are now. You will continue to live the same life as before and meet its end like most other people. At that level of affluence, which is most likely difficult to call comfortable and in the emotional state that is often called depression. But I believe that you will make the right choice. And therefore I tell you. See you.